Suneera Madhani. Suneera Madhani.
Without much further ado, I'd like to welcome Suneera.
Hi, I'm Suneera Madhani, a mom of two, daughter of an immigrant, and an unlikely entrepreneur who built a billion-dollar business. Yes, billion. Now I'm doing it again and building my second unicorn, Worth. Shockingly, less than 2% of female founders ever reach 1 million in revenue, and I'm on a mission to change that. At CEO School, we mentor thousands of women to help them level up in business and in life. We believe that you deserve to have it all because honestly, nothing bad happens when women make more money. Grab a seat because class is officially in session. Welcome to CEO School. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the CEO School podcast for the final live episode of the year. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging dry. You will still have an episode every Monday. We'll come back to live episodes January 6th, but I'll be personally taking a little break over the holidays, which I'm so excited for. And with that, I'm going to leave you with our best of series. So every year, I love to leave you with the top episodes that you've downloaded this year. So this is audience favorites, everyone's favorites. So the top most listened to episodes. So we're going to re-air some of those in case you missed them. So this is a great opportunity for you to rest, enjoy, catch up to the best of episodes. We're going to do 4 best of the year, and we'll come back for a live come January. So that is what's happening for this year. And today's episode is this part 2 of what I promised, which are lessons from this year. So last episode, we dove into the things that we're quitting, right? So if you didn't listen to that episode, you need to go listen to that episode right after this one. It doesn't have to go sequentially in order, but we talked about disappointment was a huge thing that I need to let go of that feeling of disappointing others, that feeling of overcommitment. So we're quitting overcommitment and we are quitting that doubt and the fears that we have for next year. So I'm going to feel a little bit more confident in my own ability back as CEO, back as a leader. And I think those are all things that we should all be quitting for next year. So please go listen to that episode. And if you enjoyed that episode, please leave us a review. This is how we're growing the show. I'm so excited to do 5 years with all of you. I hope you celebrate with me. Carlos and Carolina, can we do a party for our 5-year? I think we need to do something really awesome for the CEO School podcast anniversary party. This is how stuff happens when I'm I'm not overcommitting. And then here I'm crazy idea. I'm let's throw an awesome party with all of our podcast listeners. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know if that's something you want to come join and come celebrate with us. It's a big deal. I'm really, really proud of this show and I'm proud of all of you. And another episode that we just recently did was an episode with one of you. We literally had a podcast listener that went from listener to all of the journey with me at CEO School. Julia Rotuno, such a heartfelt episode. And she is an incredible business owner who went business owner to CEO. That's an incredible one for you to just go catch up on as well as we close the year. But with that, top lessons that I learned this year. So many lessons. I feel like I've been literally writing down every lesson that I could think of. I could even do 1 lesson per month if I wanted to, but I kind of try to do them in buckets, and I don't have an exact number yet. So when the show is done, I'll tell you if it's 5 lessons or 7 lessons. It's in between that. But this is how this happens. This happens live. This happens every week. This happens with reflection, and it's not batched out months in advance. So this is the real of CEO School, and I love that. And thank you for being here. So my top lessons that I've learned in 2024, I'm going to be sharing them with you. And I do think that I'm sharing them with you so that you can reflect, because I think many of them will resonate with you as a woman in business, right? As a mother, as a daughter, as a friend, as a partner, as a entrepreneur. And it is a lot. It's just always, there's so much to do, so much to think about. And I've had a big year. I had a really great year and I'm so grateful for it. And I wouldn't change any of it. But I'm thinking about what I want to bring into next year, right? What I want to let go of next year. And so if I can share some of my experiences and that hits home for you and that you're going to be able to adopt that into your life, that means the world to me. Feels like I'm making that impact. And so that's what this is for. And so number 1 lesson that I've learned in 2024 is that I can prioritize health and wellness. I can do it. I've always known it's been important. So you didn't need to educate me there. I know it's important. I know I got to do the things, But for the first time in my life, I've been able to be consistent with it. Last year, I made it a huge priority. So 2023 was that big shift for me where I got healthy. It was post my exit with Stacks. My health was at its literal lowest point, from not just physical health or outwardly of how I felt, but internally, my cortisol levels, my cholesterol, my blood pressure, my anxiety. Like I was on multi medications, all of the things. And so 2023 was that building year for me. But selfishly, I had also just exited my position as CEO. So I did have more time in 2023 to dedicate to my health, to make that a priority. This year, though, I had a startup 0 to 1. And for the first time, I was able to actually make it part of my life. And I've never had that happen. And so that is something that I'm not going back with. And so I have to bring that into 2025. And I really hope to encourage you earlier on. It does take a little bit of that commitment to make it consistent, to bring it into your day to day. But once it's in there, it's pretty awesome to maintain. And you ebb and flow with it. So, currently right now it's been the holidays and my season's a bit off. But for the most part, I feel like I really did a really good job this year. And I feel it in my insides. I feel happy with it. I feel like I've shown up as a better leader. I've shown up definitely as a better wife and mother at home. I feel a lot lighter, not just physically, but like internally. I just feel better and I feel happier and I have energy, and it's just been awesome. And I'm also proud to report, as I did a couple months ago, I literally on 0 medication. And not saying that if you need to be on medication, you should be on medication. I'm not a health expert. I'm just sharing my own experience of just being able to heal and to prioritize my health. And so huge lesson for me this year. And I really, really want to encourage you to prioritize that. No one's going to prioritize it for you. It has to be you. Do it for everything in your life around you. It's going to change. You're going to be in alignment when you are physically in alignment and feeling incredible. And that starts with your mental health. So I would say that that's the biggest thing. And then it goes into physical health. And what I've done for my mental health and for my physical health, I'm actually not over challenged. I say no all the time to workouts with friends or HIIT workouts or things that are just not aligned. Like I'm going to be moving. I'm doing low impact things that I enjoy. So it's not a chore to work out. I've incorporated them into my schedule in a way that aligns with my time, and I'm not so hard on myself with it. So I just show up. Excuse me. Edit. I just show up and I do, and it's been incredible. And a huge part of it is also my mental health as well. So I did prioritize finding peace and quiet time for myself, and just those things incorporated into my life of meditation. And I shared all of that. So if you are curious about my exact journeys and what I did to get my mental health ready, get my physical health ready, and all those things, you can go check out a couple of episodes back. And I literally lay it all out. So we'll link those in the show notes about the health and wellness. And I think it's called the dark side of entrepreneurship. And I really did share where it went for me. So check those out. And I want to bring that into 2025. I'm really grateful for it. I'm really excited about it. And I want to continue. And I want to continue on this awesome spirit path that I'm in on my mental health. I've been off actually this last month. And I want to share that with you. So it's again, it ebbs and flows, but it's there. Even if I'm not meditating every day, I've consistently meditated since I did that program 4 times a week at least. So I feel, it's great. I'm so proud of myself here, and I want you to have that, and it feels amazing. So let's go do it. I'm going to help you do it. I hope you do it. It's really important, and you can do it. You can do it. I did it all through. You heard my year. You knew my year. I did it with that. And I'm not superhuman. I'm not sleeping less. I'm prioritizing my sleep. So I'm just finding ways to make it easy. So let me know what questions you have there. I'm happy to answer them. I'm going to, right after this, when the show airs, go directly to my social. I'll have it on my stories where I am answering questions live with all of you. please, please, please ask away. Important part of my 2024, which I'm 100% bringing into 2025. Number 2 is that the business will always run. Wow, what a year 2024 was for launching my company. So many lessons. I'm not going to do that episode today of all the business lessons of 2024, but it's not easy starting a company from 0 to 1, hiring employees, raising capital, getting our product built. Like, we were so heads down in building this incredible software technology, selling to enterprise customers. We haven't even launched the product. Like, my goal was to launch the business credit score. We're not going to be able to do that yet. We've got to go get this enterprise piece done. And so prioritizing and shifting where our priorities need to be. And so that I can get to my main mission of launching the business credit score, which is going to happen next year. But at the end of it, what I learned is that it's always going to be there, guys. Like, it's always going to be there, and it will grow. It'll be okay. And every year I've been a CEO, been a long time in building companies. It gets done. Like, I do it. You put the team, you do the stuff, you put in the work, and you make progress, and you show up again next year. So it's going to be a new year next year. I'm excited for it, but it got done, and business will happen. We hit our goals. We did the things, but every space in between, I was stressing over so much stuff. Would things happen? How are things going to happen? And at the end of the day, if I look back, I'm like, man, I wish I just trusted a bit more that it would just happen, because it does. It usually does. So business will happen. That's a lesson for me that I already know, but somehow I need to remind myself of it every year. I want to remind you of it. It's going to happen. Stop sweating the small stuff, right? We've got to stop sweating the small stuff. We got to focus on the big stuff. It'll happen. So that was a lesson, and I hope to carry that letting go mentality in 2025. But I also think that the reason why it happens is because I do sweat the small stuff, but at the end of it, it does happen. So business will happen. Number 3, aligning with my values. I really do feel really aligned in my values. I really do. It feels great. My alignment of who I am as a person, I don't feel like I'm showing up any differently as I am to you, to my team at Worth, to the women at CEO School, to my family. Like, I am who I am, and not in like this unapologetic way. Like, I just am who I am, and I love who I am, and I'm really excited to be myself. And I love that. And I feel aligned with it. And I feel aligned with, because I'm value aligned. So I know that these are my values for my business, for me as a human. So they have to align for me in business. So my values are team values, right? I really do value team. I want a great team. I want people to feel one team. I want them to be one team. That is part of my life. That is part of my business. When that's in alignment, boom, it works. That's always worked well for me. Areas that now I'm like, okay, this is part of who I am. Like, I love like attention to detail and quality. Like, I'm a quality person. That's who I am in my life, of how I dress, of what's in my home. I like beautiful things, but I like beautiful outcomes. And so I like things done with finesse and quality and attention to detail. I would rather put out less and put out the best. That is how I am aligned in my values. Every time this year that I've been in misalignment, or I feel frustrated, or I feel like things didn't happen, it's because that alignment was off, right? And so going into next year, I feel like I'm starting off the year with an alignment workshop for my teams. These are my personal alignments. So that is what's important to me. That's what's going to be important for the business. It's totally okay. And then when I can get everybody aligned in that, it feels easier. It feels better, and people understand the why. And it can't be everything, but here are the things that are important. And when I feel aligned with that, I feel very happy. And so check in with that for yourself. And I can almost guarantee the places that you feel that friction in your business or in your life is because it's misaligned values, whether that's with family, at home, in your business, with your team. It's an alignment issue there. So get aligned. And if people cannot adjust to that, or there's going to be a lot of work to do to make it work, and there's going to be tension and friction and all of that. And that's where that resistance comes in at. So the closer that you can get to that alignment, it will all flow. So 2024, I did feel mostly aligned with my values. I would say the things that I'm tweaking a bit on our current core values of the business. And I'm excited, maybe in I'll share what my values are. So I'm going to take some notes here And let's do a 2025 episode on values specifically, because I want you to hear how I think about values. And I want you to build some really strong values, and values can change, right? So it's okay. You don't have to have the same exact values that you had this last year. It's like, what I want to reflect on this, like what can be better. And excellence is something that is a value of mine. I love excellence. And so I'm going to hold people accountable to that. And if you can't get aligned with excellence, then it won't be a good fit for me on my team or in my life. Like that's just part of it. And so alignment and values, huge, important part of 2024. I hope to bring that into 2025. And I hope you bring that into 2025 and reflect on your key values. Key lesson for me is that I love my home. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with being home. I don't know why I'm never not home. What the crazy? I am an introverted extrovert, which I've told you, I'm an introverted extrovert. So I can be out, I can go do the things, I can give energy. Monday through Thursday anywhere in the world. Like I can be on a plane, in and out, doing the things, giving all my energy to the team in person, all the stuff. You've got me. But I need to recharge. I need to refuel. I got to plug in and I got to be out. Like I want to be in my pajamas. I want to be home. I want to be with my dog. I want to be with my kids. I want to have no makeup on. I want to not be on camera. I don't want to talk to other humans. Like I really love that. I didn't understand that about me. I feel like I've always been coined as this extrovert, or this is how like I have so much commitment, like so many commitments in my life. We have so many social commitments between Faisal and I. People think it's me. It's my husband. He is the biggest social butterfly. And I love that. Like I love his love of that, but we love to host. And so although we've been this last couple of years, like, and especially 2024 this year, we hosted so many events at our home, so many, because I love my home. And that's a lesson that I learned is I love my home and I want to spend time in it. So what I did was I try to incorporate everything I can into bringing that into my home. And I learned that I do like the quiet time as well. And I'm not getting enough of that. I've been traveling so much, and I used to love to travel. And I think I'm actually not enjoying travel as much anymore. And that's shifting for me. I would rather be home. This Christmas and this Thanksgiving break, or this fall breaks that we're having, New Year's, I think it's gonna be the first New Year's that I'm actually gonna be in Orlando. I'm always traveling. Day after Christmas, we're always gone. Last year, we were in Chamonix, France, skiing the Alps with the family, dream vacation, so much fun. And that was great, but I don't know. I don't want to get on a plane right now. I just want to be home. And that's a lesson for me this year. So in 2025, I hope to be home more. That will mean that I get to say no to more things, which you heard about in my overcommitment category, last episode. But I want you to reflect on, like, what do you love? Maybe you're home too much and you want to be out there. For me, it's been the opposite. So reflect on that. And I did learn that I love my home. So how can I incorporate the things that I love, like, into my home? So I like being home. How can I incorporate those things into my house, into my home, and creating more space for me with that? So obsessed. I love it. I'm excited to spend 2025 as much as I can on my couch with my dog and my kids and my husband. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Lesson number 5, huge lesson for me this year. Okay. Y'all know how much I am obsessed with family. Like, family is my value driver, family gal. I am the matriarch of my family. I'm the glue of our household. I'm the glue of our entire ecosystem everywhere. And I love it. I love that part. That's the role I play. I learned that I am the eldest daughter of an eldest daughter of an eldest daughter of an eldest daughter. I don't even know how many more back that goes, but I can confirm those 4. That's crazy. Like, that makes a lot of sense on why I am who I am. Eldest daughter of an eldest daughter of an eldest daughter of an eldest daughter, like all firstborns. Wow. Big learning for myself on why I am the way I am. But you'll know it. I love family. What's the lesson here, Sunny? What's the lesson here? I learned something new this year. I really learned to embrace some new friendships this year. Like, I actually have the most quality friends in my life, that I'm so grateful for. So grateful for. And if you're listening, because you're not, because you're my quality friend and you don't ever listen to my episodes, but I love you very much. And I have been able to really cultivate these friendships that have turned into family for me. And I'm so grateful for them. And I didn't think that, and I've had some of these friendships that I've had for 17 plus years. I've been best friends with two of my best friends. And many of those relationships were added thereafter. And we've been friends for over a decade. And we did Morocco this year for Faisal's birthday. And we had, 15, like a table of 15 couples of our closest friends that came halfway across the world to celebrate his birthday. And there were new faces that were at the table. And, I used to have this policy, literally it was mine and my best friend Salima's policy. It's called no new friends. Literally, we're like, can't make new friends, no new friends. And over this last 2 years, I've been able to really make Orlando a home because I've been able to cultivate some really incredible friendships. And I'm really embracing that. And the friendships that we're making in our late 30s or right now, and now my husband's 40, but in our 40s, I guess, they're incredible. You're finding people that are just we're aligning with our families, life, schedules, and it's awesome. And so if you have a no new friends policy, just open it up a bit for 2025. I did this last year and I feel really grateful for it. And I feel really grounded for it. And I really am really enjoying life outside of work because of it. And I used to make all of my friends, I treated my work as my family, which I love many of my team members. And that was a huge part of what Stax's culture was. But building Worth, I want it to be one team, but we don't need to be family. And there are people that I care about that I've worked with for so long that end up becoming like family. And those team members know who they are because I've been working with them for, 5+ years, a long time. So they become that important relationship in your life, but work can be work and friends can be family too. And I've also had challenges like most of us do in our families. This year was a hard family year for some of my extended family. And it's just, I want to just remind you that all our families have drama or whatever the words are. There's conflict in families, there's things that happen in families. And I do feel as we're growing, not everything has to be exactly the way it was. And so I feel as that matriarch, I try to put a lot of pressure on I'm trying to get all my extended families together. I used to be the one that did the family reunions. And there are certain family members that I am so excited to always be around, but it doesn't mean that I have to be around everyone all the time. And I'm learning that about myself and it's surprising to me because you know who I am, but I'm embracing that and I'm okay with it. And I'm okay with not going to every baby shower, not going to every engagement, I will be at the things that I want to be at and love on the people that I want to love on. And I will always be there for my families. That will never change. I will always be there for my family. But it doesn't mean everybody has to hold at the same level in my life. And so this has been something that's different for me here. And I want to share that. It was a big reflection for me this year. And I have friends that have become family. Truly my friends are my family. And I've got new friends, guys. New friends are cool. I've got such incredible new friends that I've built recently over the last 2 to 3 years. And some of these relationships are the ones that are just so fun. And we're going on vacation and all our kids are amazing. And I obsess over their kids. They're my nieces and nephews. And that's cool too. And I'm really excited for that. So open up the no new friend policy. There's some really awesome women out there. So if you can connect in that way and then your spouses can connect, and that's really hard for that to happen. And I know how scary that can be, but it's really awesome to make life happen that way too. So friends can be family too. That's a new lesson for Suneera here. All right. The last lesson for 2024 is freedom. Oh my goodness. I have been working on, y'all know this, the freedom formula forever, which is my freedom formula of freedom of time, freedom of dollar, and freedom of impact and influence. So important for you as a human, as a CEO, to be able to have all three of those. And it can exist. You can have freedom in your life. And what freedom just means is that you're allowed to enjoy this journey too. You're allowed to prioritize the things that are important to you. And it doesn't all have to be about the dollar. it doesn't all have to be about you giving up your time, right? So enjoying your life, getting time back, still being able to take care of your finances and have an incredible life for you and for your family. That's okay. That's important. And the third bucket, which we have talked about, is this freedom of impact and influence. Like you get to actually have influence and drive, your why, and why is this important to you, and how you can have a voice and share that. And wherever you want to have impact, whether it's philanthropy, whether it's in your business, whether it's whatever that is, like you can also create that space for you. And so those are my 3 freedom buckets. And 2024, I really did feel like I did a great job across 2 of them: freedom of dollar, freedom of influence and impact. Freedom of time was one. And that's why we're quitting overcommitting in 2025. So you can listen to that episode if you didn't catch it. But just a reminder here for all of you, like reflect on your year. Were you able to, in those categories, say you had that freedom? And if you didn't, that's okay. What can we do in 2025 that can really drive that freedom for you? And I'm going to challenge you. And next year, I'm going to actually break down. I'm actually going to be doing an accelerator for the Freedom Formula. That's going to likely start in February. So I'll share more details about that if you want to join that wait list for that. But I'm going to bring my Freedom Formula into like a 12-part framework. So I think I'm going to share that because you guys get firsthand of all this stuff. So I'm going to try to share that with you on also a podcast episode of what we can do to go drive freedom. And freedom to me looks like it's getting my time back and doing the things that I love and not having to do the things that I don't love. There are things you're still going to have to do to earn dollars that you may not love, but that's okay. You want to make sure that it's balanced in whatever capacity it can be. So review and take a look at, did you feel you had that freedom this year? And if you didn't, here are a couple things that I just quickly suggest is one, to do that time audit. Like where are you spending your time that can be deleted, right? So because remember, so much complexity, we've added so much stuff to it. Like, do you actually have to be the one to do it? Can you do things in a different way? Can somebody else do it? So where's the delegation in it? So it's do, delegate, delete. What do I have to do? What can I delegate? And what can I just delete? So reflecting on that from a time standpoint, we all need to constantly do a time audit. It is something that I do every quarter, and it helps me align back to my freedom of time. On freedom of dollar, right? It's about, I think that was my lesson of 2023 was that I didn't need to have $1 billion exit, right? Like it's great. I'm so glad that I did it. It was awesome, but it's not necessary. And so you don't need to, like, what are the actual goals? So don't just be chasing, right? What is enough? And what will make you happy? And what is like the minimum? And I think that that's okay to have those goals for 2025 too. So just like a reminder, like we don't have to constantly be at this like 10x growth. Like it's okay to just have your same business next year, grow maybe a little bit, but have more profitability and have more time back. Like that is awesome. I think that's a super awesome win. So reflecting on what the dollars actually are. What does freedom of dollar actually look like to you? And then impact and influence. Does that even have a space in your life right now? Maybe it doesn't, right? That's where I was in. I do believe that I want to have impact. And then I feel whole when I can do all 3 of those things. And for you, it could be, nope, I just want to focus on time and dollar. And that could be next year's plan. We even remove an entire bucket. You're allowed to do that. Okay. And if you want to have an impact and influence and you want to do that, then we can incorporate that too. What does that look like for you? And that's value alignment. That's going to do those value exercises. So my last lesson of 2024 is just a reminder to get back aligned to building a life of freedom, right? Entrepreneurship, you've done an incredible job this year. So I want to remind you as I close up these lessons, you have done an incredible job this year. You've made it through, and girl, like you did it. There was nobody to, cry on. There was nobody to bitch about this. There was nobody that took the reins. You had to do all of it. Like you had to do the stuff. And you did it. Like you did it. So take credit for it. Enjoy it. It's going to be there next year. You don't have to chase. You get to also enjoy the life. You have to be able to enjoy that journey. Entrepreneurship is not a destination. It is a journey. We've got to enjoy the journey. Okay. So just enjoy it. Let's take a look at it. What are those areas of freedom that I can help you with that you can do an audit with, that your team can support you with, that your partner can support you with, or that you can just drive and just say no and you support yourself with, right? But it's on you to go build that. And I just want to offer that back to you, that it is important because it's all going to be there. And that's a huge part of CEO school. It's a huge part of what I've learned is that the business is going to be there. It's the life that also counts. So how can we build an incredible business while also having this full life? And that's what I'm about. And that's what I want. And that's what my value alignment is. And I know that's why you're here. And I know that's why you listened. And I want to thank you as we close up 2024. None of this is possible. I feel like I get to come be with you every week. And it is such a special space for me. Thank you for holding space for me every week this year. I love you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm so incredibly proud of you. I hope you're so proud of yourself. You've invested in this. You've given time to listening to growth. And you've put in the work. And I hope you really enjoy the holidays. I hope you get to reflect. I hope you are taking notes from this reflection. I'm going to be there with you every step of the way in 2025. I cannot wait to grow together another year next year in year 5 of this podcast. And I just want to say with my heartfelt gratitude, thank you. And just keep crushing it. Like you are doing all the things. And it's amazing. It's incredible. And you are inspiring for showing up every week, every day. It's you. It's you, girl. You did it. You are an incredible CEO. Happy New Year's, everyone. I will see you next year in 2025. Please enjoy our best of series that's about to play on the top episodes downloaded this year. So if you want to catch up and get all those awesome reminders, and I cannot wait to start 2025 off with a bang and have an incredible year with all of you. If you enjoyed this season, if you enjoy listening to CEO School, if you could do me 1 minute as you end the year, if I've delivered any value to you, screenshot this episode, share it on social, leave me a review. I would be so grateful. I'm going to read every single one over the holidays as I'm turning off. And I'm just so grateful for all of you listeners and all the things that are ahead in 2025. I can't believe I'm saying that, 2025. Let's go, baby.